It can take all the money in a bank account. What is skimming? The burglary of customer funds in bank accounts is still widespread in Indonesia. Usually thieves use a variety of ways, one of which is skimming. What is skimming? Corporate Secretary of Bank Rakyat Indonesia BRI Bambang Tribaroto explains that skimming is not new in Indonesia. This is the act of stealing debit or credit card information by copying information contained on the magnetic strip of debit or credit cards illegally to have control over the victim's account. Skimming technique is done by using a tool that is attached to the ATM machine slot, where ATM card inserted, with a tool known as skimmer, Bambang said, Tuesday, February 13, 2018. Digital forensic analyst Alamsyah explains, famous skimming in 2010 ago. This type of theft occurred in Bali and in Jakarta. At that time, the culprit already has customer data starting from account number, ATM card number and PIN number sequence. At that time they have data about 100,000 bank customers in Indonesia who are ready to be hacked. All the data stored in the memory card, he said. Ruby revealed, since the incident, Bank Indonesia issued a rule for ATM cards to be equipped with chips and no longer use magnetic tape. If you notice, behind the ATM card there is a black line, well that's the magnetic tape in question. According to him, magnetic tape is vulnerable to customer data security. If the skimming, the perpetrator copies the data from the magnetic stripe, then they stay in sync with the computer and they immediately get the PIN number of customers, he said. This is usually done by international skimming networks. They have highly structured standard operational procedures, SOPs. But for local skimming players, they usually use a simple tool that is toothpicks to block the card. Local modes use toothpicks, they are usually in groups, some are in charge of peeking PIN numbers, distracting, taking cards and watching the surroundings, he added. For local mode, usually the perpetrator uses the card that has been exchanged and deplete the customer's money in another ATM machine. In addition to ATM cards, skimming can also be done in internet banking. Ruby said that internet banking is usually done by international syndicates with high level of IT capability. Ruby appealed to customers to be more vigilant in transactions either in ATM machines or using the internet.